Hi mommies and daddies, welcome back to Momcom India. This is our breast care series. We've divided this series into two parts. Part 1 of this series was posted on our channel 2 days back, where we covered all the problems and solutions related to nipple care, especially when you're breastfeeding. In part 2, which is this video, we'll be talking about breast sagging and breast engorgement, because I feel those are two problems that every woman worries about, especially post their delivery. So let's get started. अगर आप एक हिंदी व्यूअर हैं तो इस टॉपिक का हिंदी वर्जन हमने अपने चैनल पे कल ऑलरेडी पोस्ट कर दिया है, उससे जाके ज़रूर देखिए. Now let's talk about the first problem, which is breast sagging. Now 3 reasons because of which breast sag are: number 1, a lot of people believe that when you're feeding the child you should not wear a bra because that can interfere with the milk production or that can cause pain in the breast. This is a myth. It's absolutely wrong. Imagine when you were growing up as a woman also, you always focus on ensuring that you wear the right bra, right size, right shape, so that your breasts don't go out of shape. Similarly, even after delivery, nothing changes. You need to wear the right bra depending on your size. Your size might be a larger size now since your breasts are more full. So make sure that you're wearing the right bra. You could wear a nursing bra, you could wear a regular bra, but make sure you're wearing one at all time like you would do in your normal days also. Number 2, a lot of people feel that breastfeeding leads to the breast sagging. That's absolutely wrong. Improper feeding position while breastfeeding leads to breast sagging. Now what normally happens is that to give a lot of comfort to our babies, we end up going to the babies to feed them. But the golden rule is that always bring the baby to the breast, don't take the breast to the baby. When you're taking the breast to the baby, your overall position of the body, your breast, your neck, your back, everything is getting affected. And that's why not only breast sagging, but a lot of women complain that I have a lot of neck problem, I have a lot of backache while I'm breastfeeding. All of that is because maybe your feeding position is not right. So make use of feeding pillows, make use of chairs to have a proper posture while you're feeding your baby. That will ensure that your breasts stay in the right shape. Number 3 is weight gain. Now what happens is that as part of pregnancy, you gain weight overall in your body, including your breast. And your breast tissues continuously expand because they are preparing for this entire new and long process of breastfeeding, which continues till about a year. So your breasts also continue to expand. But post you stop breastfeeding, once you start losing your weight and start working on toning your overall body, your breasts actually come back to your pre-pregnancy shape. So make sure that till the time you're breastfeeding, you don't focus a lot on weight loss. Just focus on having a healthy diet, having lots and lots of rest, exclusively breastfeeding your baby so that you can recover internally well. Once you do that, then losing the weight will be very easy, and then toning through either yoga or other forms of fitness will be easier for you, as a result of which your breasts will be back in shape. Now let's talk about the second big problem, which I think almost all new mothers experience, especially in the first 2 months of their breastfeeding journey. This is breast engorgement. Now what is breast engorgement? This is a time where the breast becomes extremely full of milk. It is so hard that if you touch it, it feels like a rock. The skin on the breast also starts to turn pink. You will feel that there's heat being generated and all the milk in the breast gets clogged in a way. So because of which the breast engorgement happens. As it gets severe, it may also lead to fever, it may lead to chills, and eventually, if not treated on time and if not treated properly, it can also lead to mastitis, which is a condition that you totally want to avoid. So number 1 reason of breast engorgement is oversupply or overproduction, as many would like to call it. What happens is that once your body starts to make milk, it takes time for the body to understand the demand, which is your baby's demand, and your body's supply. It takes time to settle down into a schedule or a routine, which is like a 2 to 3 hour feeding process. And because of not settling during that period, especially in the first 2 months, you will have issues where you will have a lot of milk production. Or it also happens if you're trying to wean off your baby from the breast, or you've started working and you're still making a lot of milk, because of which your breast feels full and leads to engorgement. Now, what do you do in such cases? Let me start by giving you my example. I personally experienced this when Kabir was 1 month old. I had a normal delivery, immediately started making breast milk also, and I had a lot of supply in the initial days. So one evening, even my husband was not home, and I realized that my breast has started to pain. It started to turn pink, and I'm feeling chill, but my breast I can feel a lot of heat in my breast, and I suddenly looked at my temperature and it was 101 degree, and I got really scared. I started crying. I thought that something is happening to me. The first thing that you do is you reach out to your doctor. I contacted my gynecologist and she told me to take 3 steps. Number 1, she asked me to take a fever reducer immediately, because rising temperature is not as it is good for the body. So for breastfeeding women, the fever reducers only has to be taken as prescribed by your doctor. So I won't mention the name of the fever reducer that I took, number 1. Number 2, she asked me to take something hot immediately. It could be hot milk, it could be a hot soup. So because of lack of time, I immediately had a cup of hot milk, which brought my chill down. Number 3, she asked me to do a warm compress on my breast. So what I did is that in the area where the breast was very painful enough that I couldn't even touch it, I put a cloth there, and on top of that cloth I put a hot water bottle. You can't put the hot water bottle directly on the breast because the skin is very sensitive and it could lead to a burn or a severe rash. So I did that. So I gave a very light warm compress in that area, and after some time when the clogged milk started coming out, I started to feel relaxed. Now what you need to do in case of a warm compress is that after you feel relaxed, just apply a little bit of coconut oil, because coconut oil is known for its cold properties also. Just apply a little bit of coconut oil in that area to avoid any damage done to that skin, considering the breast tissues are so soft. So that's the third thing that I did, and I was immediately relieved, and I was able to feed my baby also, because in most cases when you have this oversupply and when you have a engorgement, it will be difficult for the baby also to consume milk or to suck milk. So then I was pretty much relaxed. So these are the couple of steps that you can take. If you don't have fever, if you don't have chill, you can avoid the first 2 steps. You can directly do a warm compress. Do a warm compress before feeding your baby, and once the milk starts to come out, use your hand to express some more milk so that you feel relaxed. If you have a pump at home, like I had a Medela manual and a Medela electric pump, then you can use the pump also to express out milk. That's the first thing that you can do. The second thing that you can do is take a warm shower. So go to the shower, stand in front of the shower and let the warm water come on your breast. The heat from the warm water will relax your body and will let the clogged milk to flow out. And number 3 is pump the excess milk. So you can always pump the milk, keep it in a bottle, keep it in the fridge and give it to your own baby using a bottle. That way your baby can get breast milk through bottle also, especially at night when the mother also wants some rest and can sleep properly. Your partner can always offer that milk to the baby, and the baby will also be on a full stomach and sleep well. Or if you're somebody who does not believe in giving bottles at all, then you can always do social causes by donating your excess breast milk to hospitals where they can use in NICUs for babies whose mothers cannot generate breast milk. The second reason for breast engorgement is gap between feedings. Now initially, like I said, that the schedule will not be adjusted. It takes time to build a schedule. The best thing to do is feed your baby every 2 to 3 hours during the day and max 4 to 5 hours during the night. So that way your supply will also be maintained well. You won't have a lot of gap between the feeding and the baby will be able to use the milk also properly. The third reason is working moms. So suddenly after a few months when the breastfeeding mom has to join work back, because of long hours in office, what does she do? Her body is still making milk, but her baby is not there to consume that milk. So the best thing to do is check with your office before joining if they have the right facilities or feeding rooms where you can go and pump your milk. If they have, then definitely take your pump there, take bottle there. pump the milk, store it properly, bring it back home and feed your baby in the night, or use it for your baby the next day, because as it is, when you're away, somebody would be feeding the baby through bottle only. So why make it a formula based bottle feed? Give breast milk through bottle as much as you can. So that's something that you can definitely do. Or if your baby is off milk now and you're still having this problem, then you can always express milk and donate, like I said. The last reason for this problem is when the baby feeds only on one breast. This is very common, right? Especially in the initial days when the babies don't know how to feed. They just feed for a few minutes and would go back to sleep, or they would feed on one breast and they would feel full. So what do we do? Because for a woman, both the breasts have milk in most of the cases, and when the baby feeds only on one breast, the second breast kind of feels left out and then gets into problems like breast engorgement. So the best thing to do is feed your baby equally 15 minutes on each breast. If you feel that after that 30-minute process also the baby still needs more milk, then move on to the first breast. So that way you will ensure that the baby has consumed both hind milk and foremilk from both the breasts, which is excellent nutrition for the baby. And if your baby does not want to feed, is adamant, just wants to sleep now, then definitely go ahead and pump the excess milk that is lying in the other breast. Don't let it stay there, because the more you let the milk stay, the more chances that it will lead to engorgement. So these were my personal tips, my experience on breast care, which begins during pregnancy and continues throughout your breastfeeding journey post your delivery. In case you have more concerns, you can definitely comment in the comment section below. You have more ideas or tips that can help other mothers, then also comment in the section below. Also, if you did like this video, please hit on the like button. Definitely subscribe to Momcom India. The red icon is below and the bell icon is also below. If you hit that, you will get a timely notification of our videos. Hope you will share it with all your friends, because I'm sure at some point somebody will have a baby and they would want tips like these to have a smooth and lovely pregnancy and post-pregnancy period. Thank you so much for watching Momcom India.